What is good, YouTube? It's Too Fresh with TA Options back with another video, and today we got a banger for you. We're going to go over one of my favorite strategies to trade off the open. A lot of the times you're going to see people saying that you shouldn't trade off the open. The first couple minutes of the market are way too volatile and you can't predict the movements or anything like that. But in our experience at TA Options, the first couple minutes are where the options premiums move the most. And so being able to capitalize on those movements can net some pretty insane profits, and that's exactly what you'll see today. The name of the strategy is called the dip and rip. I'm not sure if that's real or not. That's just what I call it, the dip and rip. So if you want to find out what it is to apply to your trading starting tomorrow, stick around and I'll catch you in 7 seconds. So this is the daily chart on Tesla. Again, we're still in this pennant type formation here. It's getting really tight on the price action, and that's exactly what we want to see. This is where the breakouts happen, whether they be up or down, and we got to be ready to capitalize. So this morning, we are opening around the high of this candle right here. We opened where it looks like made a new high of 715.6 was the pre. Tesla was on really high watch. We're opening a little bit below the level that is comfortable, but this is a perfect setup for the dip and rip strategy. All right, so let me show you what the dip and rip strategy is. So this is about what Tesla looked like pre-market on the 1 minute chart. That's key. 1 minute chart is what we're looking at. So the main level that we're watching is 715.6. That's the pre-market high. And at the bell, Tesla opened up at 714.5. So right here. So this is the starting point of Tesla. It'll open up right there. Now, what the dip and rip strategy is, within the 1 minute candle, we want to see a movement downwards, maybe a point or two. So in this case, we want to see a move down to 714, 713.5, or 713. We want to see any type of move down in that direction really quick off the open. If that happens, what you'll see is an opening up at 714 and a red bar coming down this way. That's what you'll initially see in the first 1 or 2 seconds. Once we get to a nice whole number that's a dollar or two away from the opening price, around 713, what we want to see is some buying start to happen and the price starts moving up, creating now a new candle that will look like this. So we'll start to see the wick forming and the candle bar moving upwards in this direction. Okay? So we're seeing right now, we're starting to see a pin bar formed. Now after maybe at the 10-15 second mark, what we want to see right before we click buy is we want to see this right here. Now this candle right here, if you didn't know, is called a pin bar. This pin bar is exactly what we're looking for right off the open. This means that there was initial profit taking or selling pressure immediately off the open for 1 to 5 seconds. Then immediately after the dip started being bought, a lot of volume is now pushing into Tesla. Now when we see this set up, this opening price right here now becomes our new entry. So the new entry now becomes 714.5. As soon as we get that move over that line, that's when we want to hit buy and watch Tesla explode. Go up to the pre-market level. If it all plays right, I've yet to see it not break pre-market when this exact pattern forms. Now, the one thing that is required of this strategy is that the stock has to open up as close to the pre-market level as possible. This is as far away from the pre-market high as I would want to play the dip and rip strategy. You want to see it open right as close as possible to the pre-market high. So in this case, this was $1-ish off of the pre-market high. Now what this does, if it were to fail, let's go ahead and say possibly it were to fail. Our buying average would now be at this 714.5 price. In the options game, it'll be something different, but just in general, let's talk about the stock. So the stock, our entry price will be 714.5 if you do it perfectly. More than likely, it'll pop right over that high of day and you'll end up getting right here probably at 714.7. So let's just call it 714.7 is our entry, and that's our average. If Tesla ends up going up, tests this 715.6 line and rejects, coming right back down, and you click sell right here, what happens? This ended up selling at 715.4, but you bought in at 14.7. So you ended up making a gain, just not as big a gain as you wanted to. Now that is perfect. The reason why we enter a little bit early sometimes, when the setup is there. That is very important. You can only enter early when the setup is there. It gives us a little bit of wiggle room in case the stock were to fail. All right, so here's the Thinkorswim 1 minute chart on Tesla this morning. Unfortunately, my computer bugged out and I didn't get the recording for this morning, but I'll end up showing you the P&L on the trade later on. So this is exactly what happened on the 1 minute chart for Tesla. So it opened up at 714.5 and it dipped straight down to 712.7. Now, because we don't have the video recording and I don't have like a 1 second or a 10-second chart, that'd be insane. Tesla ended up dipping super quick off the open, exactly what we wanted to see. We don't want to see it inch down to this level. We want to see it get down there quick, see all the profit taking first, and then see it start getting aggressively bought up. And that's exactly what happened. Dipped straight down and then popped up to like about 713.8.9 is what happened. And then it sat around right at the high of day, 714.5, and then just jumped right over at 714.6, 714.7. And that's when we entered into TA options. Once that happened, it immediately shot up right to the pre-market high, 715.6, and just exploded. Kept going and going and going and going all the way up to 719.5. So it was a huge pop off the open. And as you can see, it continued on later. But this is exactly what we wanted to see. This is the perfect setup. Went straight down off the open, actually ended up getting down to like about the pre-market lows, and then just went right over the high of day. Huge buying pressure, ripped all the way through, and it ended up continuing, but we take the quick profit right over the pre-market high. So that is the dip and rip strategy. Right off the open, we want to dip and then see it rip up right through the high of day and over the pre-market high. Just to recap a couple important things. One, the opening price needs to be really close to the pre-market high, or that level that we're watching. Two, we want to see $1, maximum like $2 to $3, depending on the stock, dip down right off the open. 3, we want to see that dip move down fast. 4, we want to see it rip up quickly with the aggressive buying. 5, cross over that high of day, enter in either our first size position, which is like half position or a quarter position, and then 6, watch it run all the way up to the pre-market high and possibly add at that point and then watch for the break. So with that dip and rip strategy on Tesla, I ended up making $880 this morning in less than 1 minute. It happened right off the open. If you were in the Discord this morning with TA options, you saw the exact alert I gave out and the exact walkthrough of this dip and rip strategy. If you're interested in joining the Discord, comment down below or check out the website and the link in the description, or message us on Instagram and we'll get back to you and answer any questions you have. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new or are going to apply the dip and rip strategy to your trading, like the video, comment, and share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.